Okay then. So it's my first time ever recording a video. Trying to wear an action cam. One of the discounted ones. Because I am no professional spending hundreds of dollars on stuff. Sorry for the mess in the garage, but I just got my TK home for just yesterday. And kind of wanted to do sort of an unboxing and give some first impressions. But kind of already did some observations and what I'm seeing that I like and I don't like. But of course, just will make the best of it. So, you got this one bolt here to unlatch the hydraulic radiator, keeping the hydraulic lines closed, and there's a lot of play on this radiator, so that doesn't want to come off that easy. There's also a lot of play on this door. Doesn't really want to match up. I'm not sure if you can see that well, but I have to pick it up and put it on and it just falls off. I'm not really crazy about that. I'm currently in progress of probably making some bushings. I'm going to try and fit in between, raise this up and try and get some bushings in there. So I started machining a little washer, but it's a little too thick. Didn't have a caliper to get the exact size when I first envisioned what I wanted. But, so you're coming in here, you open this up, and it really just doesn't want to fly open. So I'm thinking about some options there, what to do. I gotta find my light bar. That'll be helpful. So got my light bar. I might post that online for what bar that is, because I've been very happy with it and satisfied with the articulation. So yeah, you got the hoses in here. The hydraulic hoses are really binding up the door from actually opening very well, and starts to stress out even some of the cables, where they're at. I'd like to see the cables maybe routed a little bit higher. And I'm considering trying to move this hydraulic hose a little bit. That one will be okay, but I might just change the angles. But yeah, and so you have your hydraulic fill, hydraulic level wand there of sorts, and you got your oil gauge fill there, the level fill. But so when you try to open this all the way, I'm not sure if you can see under here, but the drain there wants to, prevents it from opening even further. So I'm a little disappointed with that, because I'd really like this, with how it's designed to really just kind of fly open. So in all actuality, I might need to extend some things, but what I'd really like to do is maybe just mount this radiator to the door itself and see if I could somehow do that. And just mount it straight to this door here. And then use the hinged bracket on this side and still be able to hinge it open in this direction, and use the mounting bracket on that side. It looks like I could do it with a few bends. might just line a little rubber pads up there to step it up. It's a little offset. Need to offset it maybe like 1/4 of an inch. But yeah, this is actually opening probably a little bit easier than you might find initially, because I have loosened up some of these lines and played with it. But I tightened them back up just so you can kind of get the idea of what it's really like. But I think this line was really angled almost parallel to the ground, so it was pretty difficult going in. So if I move those a little bit, I get a little bit more access. But again, this drain plugs the rest of the way. It's a problem, and I've already tried adjusting everything I can. I lifted up this hinge here as much as I could, and so there's not much more I can do with that. One of the other things I wanted to show is I did notice back here there's this cable that somehow got wedged back there. I'll show you guys a little bit more later, but that was already kind of grinding down past the insulation and the braided interior, getting down to the cable, so I'll have to pull that out later. But you do have up here a pneumatic piston lift, so when you kind of go ahead and open up but that's about a 1/2 inch right there, that bolt. You have to use I think it's 5/8 for the opening of the door bolt. I used 15 millimeters, but 1/2 inch for here. I left it loose already. So yeah, so once you take off those 2 bolts, this will raise up for more access. And yeah, I mean, if you're fine with the way the hoses are routed, and you know, you really want to dig in, I guess you could loosen them. They might just leak a little bit, but I do want to explore if I have the ability to mount this on this this door, and I'll just have to work at how well this hose, what seems to be the inlet to the radiator, how well that'll conform to routing the hose. But routing the hose more this way, you know, and not around the whole pump section there, because you got it that it goes around the pump and back up to the inlet there. You just have to be cautious if you're gonna route it and just have it flexible in this area that doesn't back up into the exhaust. So those are some of my first observations. But yeah, I'm gonna do the fluid changes over this Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Maybe attempt to start mocking up, mounting it to the door there. So that's all I got about that for now. And you know, with using the tools that they provided, you'll have to use the adjustable wrench, you know, for these hydraulic line swivel fittings. I just pulled out a ratchet for, you know, the other nuts, just to make things a little bit quicker, but they do have all the wrench sizes that you'll need. So yeah, here's the toolbox they provided, and they give you a good assortment of wrenches, just not everything. A couple screwdrivers, looks like a snap ring fitting to remove your snap rings. You got, you know, all assortment of wrenches here. You got your big adjustable wrench. So I'll probably put these in a separate bag just to keep the tools together. Some documentation on the engine. That's it about exhaust, but yeah, some documentation on your Rado, I think. Roto. 999 horsepower. You get yourself a little hammer, a little wrench. It's like a specialty wrench of sorts, maybe to help access the drain plugs. You got yourself like a chain wrench, sometimes used for piping and type of stuff. You got the grease gun, and they provide you with the needle tip, it seems. I didn't find the other Zerk fitting. And then another specialty wrench. Probably something for tracks, but that's about it for the tools. And yeah, there's two different types of Zerks on this. You have, like I said, your needles. Right there you got a real Zerk. Probably some kind of metric. But then in other areas you got the... I don't see it right now because I lifted up the whole boom. But you have the needle Zerks. So I'll do more on that and probably report what sizes those are, what thread sizes those are once I get that. And in transport, the window blew out. Luckily I do have the window. It fell down behind the seat down there. But the gasket came out and was laying on the exhaust there. Wanted to burn it up a little bit on the exhaust once we were moving it into the garage. I didn't realize it. So I'm not sure what else. I did find what seems to be an auxiliary line or this unplugged from something. I'm not quite sure just yet because the rear light works and the overhead hazard, and these actually light up too when you click on the hazard button, but that also that little tree light there, that's already hooked up. So yeah, I'm not sure what this one goes to. I'll figure that out. But yeah, this was just a short video to get familiar with the camera, show you how everything opened up, my first impressions. And like I said, this is opening a lot easier now because I already loosened the lines, but it really didn't want to open up further than that. And if everything was tight, it would not open this far. And it's only opening up because I've already loosened a few lines. But that's it. Look forward to more to come, and we'll take it from there. Thanks.